A new age in Gotham has begun. The man leading it is hell-bent on wiping out every bit of crime in his path. But a major strain had waned on his heart on the first night. Mission 1 wasn't just an execution. It was personal. Hatred and a stalemate that had dated back to the days before he even was the boy wonder. For tonight, the man who had stolen Jason's father away from him was about to be introduced to the punishment that had stalked him for years. But the most ruthless son of Batman, even he, in a moment so angry, was second-guessing his mission. And a memory from the past that brought him here starts to enter his mind. A memory full of hope, and a memory that only ended in dread.
This all started 1 hour earlier at Ma Gunn's school for wayward boys. Jason sits by a fire reading through several letters left for him by his own father. The first was left by Ma Gunn herself, though, and she explained how much regret she was filled with by holding back these letters that his father had sent to him while he was growing up. She did this so that she would have more control over the boys, but for Jason, these letters could have changed his entire life. With that, hopefully one day he could forgive her, because she knows in her heart she can never forgive herself. Jason tears open the first letter from his father that he had written while in prison. He wrote that it looked like the judge threw the book at him, keeping him locked up for a very long time. But while sitting in prison, it has given him time to reflect on the things that were important to him. And one of those things was his son. How much he doesn't want him to be like him. It all started when he was younger and became a self-employed dealer working for the big pharma. He would deal to kids, bums, junkies, it didn't matter who. Business is business. That is, until it wasn't. The day that he met the girl who later would become Jason's mother and she walked into his life. He knew that he should not have sold to her. He should have told her to walk away, and even a bum deserved a chance at happiness. To the surprise of no one, his mother's parents weren't thrilled that their daughter was dating a drug dealer, even a retired one. But his mother did something that no one else had ever done before, and she chose to stay with him. While they were dating, though, they had nothing, but it was their nothing. They adjusted to living. And one day he found that his mother passed out on the floor. He thought the worst, but as it turned out, Jason's mother was pregnant with him. After that, he swore that he would do his best for his child and get an honest job washing cars, of all things. They even went to classes on how to become parents, but apparently the teacher frowned that his mother would bring beer to the class. They couldn't really afford to go to the doctor's office, so they ended up having Jason in their own apartment. The day that he was born, he was brought up to the roof of their building and shown his new home, Gotham. He was going to be a prince of Gotham one day and have a dad that he could look up to. But looking back on things, Jason can guess how it all turned out, can't he? They were doing fine for a while, however, having a kid is expensive. Maybe it was the drugs that his mother never stopped taking, or maybe it was just their bad genes, but the doctor saved him that night. But even after being stabilized, he was going to need medicine therapy, things that a job at a car wash wasn't enough to pay for. He was thinking about dealing again, but being a dad, dealing was just too dangerous, so he manned up and nailed the first interview with one of Gotham's villains. After that, he bounced around henching for whoever needed it. But the problem with that is you needed to learn how to take a punch from a guy who likes to punch. It wasn't a glamorous lifestyle, but it put food on the table. Even gave a little bit extra to sometimes go out to the fair. They used to have lots of fun there. But the next job that he would take would turn out to be his last job. It was a job for Cobblepot. And Cobblepot didn't need a hench, he needed a fall guy. So while Penguin was out there living the high life, he was serving 20 to life. He also learned what happened to his mother while he was locked up, and he's so sorry for that, Jason. You won't get it now, but one day you'll see that love alone doesn't fix everything. This letter may be my last for a while, maybe even ever. I made a deal today. I agreed to be a scientific pincushion. They agreed to let me out early if I lived through it. Crazy. Absolutely. But I'm what your mom used to call wily. Trust me on that. I'll see you soon. Love, Dad. Jason folds the letter back up and he begins to cry. And then he notices something else inside of the envelope. He picks it up and sees a photo strip from his father and him from one of the times they went to the fair. Now, back in the current times in Potter's Field Cemetery, Jason goes back to digging the grave, and off in the distance, Penguin tells his gunman to keep a close eye on that boy. The gunman says that it's kind of creepy killing somebody already in a cemetery, you know? Jason tosses the shovel and he lifts the coffin out of the ground, the coffin that holds his father's body, and he tells himself that he never once visited his father in prison or even at this grave. He knew where it was, he just never had anything to tell him. The gunman looks over asking Penguin, "Should I shoot?" Penguin looks through his binoculars telling him, "No, not yet." Jason flips open the cover of the coffin to find nothing. No body. Not anything. He was thrilled when he heard that his father had died. He wasn't around to stop his mother from doing so, but the problem is he didn't die. Quietly, he said. Penguin gets up tapping the rifle, telling the gunman to go wait in the car. "I've seen a lot of pain in my life and caused a lot too. I don't know who or what Red Hood was expecting to find, but it looks like it ripped his heart out." The Penguin laughs and Jason tells himself, "You can't make me care about what happened to you back then. Not after everything you did to my mom and me." Jason screams out, "I don't care!"
And as the most ruthless in the Bat family looks back upon this memory, he knows there's only ever so long before someone else suffers the same fate he did. His decision is final and undeniable. Life was a privilege they never deserved. As Penguin's men go about their daily operations, the subject of the new vigilante's killing spree reaches them. As they begin to chat amongst themselves in fear, the ones who know this is just the new mask of the Red Hood, the new persona he hides behind to strike fear into criminals, they believe him to be a vengeful child, putting on a front and overcompensating for the father that he lost. But there's no doubt there is a drop of fear among them, because if the killing spree is true, any moment could be their last. He's a man that's torn apart by grief. That's an easy target for people like us, but he was a challenge for people like us during his early days. Black Mask's crew got an introduction to that in the worst way. How are you guys so relaxed? Everyone here is just target practice to the guy.
3 rounds dropped him like a fly.
So you're trying to tell me you killed Red Hood?
You calling me a liar, mister? I bagged the Catwoman.
What's that sound?
What kind of German dickfest did I just jump into?
Somebody handle that clown.
And that's all it took. With a single dumbass line, this man just ended his life. I'm on here. Come on.
He's the death that stalks them all, and not a single stone will be left unturned.
Oswald! You obese midget! Where the fuck are you?
Ever since the Bat died, gangs have been living lavish. Now they're not looking over their heads for two different things coming at them. The only thing standing in the way of them thriving is their rivals. Alright, time to close up shop for the day. Didn't think I'd live to see a future where that flying rat was no longer a problem. Now if you excuse me boys, I've got millions large all for myself to enjoy. But suddenly, without a moment's notice, he swooped violently into the room, not giving any single one of them a way out. For in that moment, he was the judge, jury, and executioner.
Whoa! Take it easy, sweetheart. You looking for me? See you met the twins. Boy, you're everything they say, ain't you? I guess we both are. How you doing? I'm Oz.
It's funny how you celebrate so hard after he's dead, because he was the only thing keeping you alive.
You either die like a bitch.
But with one son corrupted, there was another that unexpectedly decided to follow in Bruce's merciful path. As in loving memory of his father, Damian Wayne has become the sage of Gotham City. As all who fought with him, the Teen Titans, the Justice League, the Bat Family, they saw the loving son that looked up to his father, who showed nothing but admiration and glorification to his moral code.
He was scary, but smart. Brutal, but just. Cold, but caring. The Dark Knight was always there for anyone facing their darkest day. It struck me that all these superpowered heroes had so much to unload about a guy with no powers. To me, another guy with no powers. Like I'm their super friend or something. I think Bruce would have liked that.
But the criminal underworld had been bedeviled to no end. And as Jason saw someone take advantage of Damian's kindness, he made sure when he hit them, they stayed down.
And get a haircut. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Oh, God. Oh, God damn. Come on. Pick up. Come on. Mike, it's me, man. You are never gonna believe what just happened. Okay, get this. I'm down at Sticky Eddie's to Scar, okay? For the body tomorrow. And I walk in and he's doing a deal with some guys. And there's more money and dope laid out on the table than I ever seen in my life. And Eddie says wait till he finishes up. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm just chilling and tripping, dude. Watching all of this stuff changing hands like this. And all of a sudden the door comes busting in and it's the Punisher, man. He just opens up in 10 seconds of old school John. Woo! Eddie's guys don't stand a chance. And he sees me and I just about wet myself here, okay? And I'm begging him. I'm trying to tell him I'm just here to score. I don't move this stuff, and I'm certain he's gonna cap me. And he says he's gonna give me just one chance. He says to quit using and get a job and stay clean. And he even tells me to cut my hair. He calls me a hippie, Robbie. He says he can find me anywhere. He'll be watching and all that garbage. He turns around and walks out. He walks out! I mean, Mike, man, don't you realize what this means? It means I'm sitting on enough product to set us up for the rest of our lives. And all you have to do is drive down here and pick me up and Oh, God. I have to go now, Mike. Delete the midget porn from my search history. Oh, my God! Yeah, look at you. Covered in gasoline.
And as Damien saw this, his anger that was once dormant had brought itself to the surface again, as he tried to fight off the man that he had treated as his brother for years. But there was no use. It was like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. So he tried to talk it out. Jason, you're burning the candle at both ends. It's not what he would have wanted. Bruce was the second chance this city never deserved. They took your father from you, kid. How long before they take one of us? How long before someone suffers what we suffered? He wouldn't want this, and you know it. He didn't die for us to become them. He didn't die for you to lose your soul. There's no cure, no redemption for the scum of Gotham. Bruce had given so many years of his life. And all of this for what? If Bruce and all of us are just normal people, are equally as sensitive to a bullet, or could have our lives taken away just by the single throw of a knife in the right spot. All because these miserable dirtbags want as sad as they are?
Then what the hell did we do this for?
Because he believed in the second chances of everyone. Because he knew that if we isolate them, there would only ever be more misery. Not done to others, but to themselves as well. It's been a month, and you haven't even said his name.
You lost him, didn't you, Red?
It's not about him.
Just say his name.
It's not about him. It's not about him.
Say his name, you coward! Say his name! It's not about him! You hate yourself. He's eating you up because you ain't done a goddamn thing about it.
Oh, God damn it. Sorry. I apologize. It's not about him.
No.
Okay.
It's all about him. He talks to you, doesn't he? Hear his voice.
You do, don't you?
That's why he's eating at you. That's why he's eating at you, because you know you didn't do a goddamn thing, and it's gonna keep eating at you. It's gonna keep eating and eating and eating. There's no getting away with it, you understand?
I did what I had to do. I let the system take care of the rest.
Oh, you and your goddamn system. You and your goddamn system.
So what now? Everyday Bullseye goes to the chow hall, eats his slop. You know he gets to breathe the same air that you breathe. You feel good about that? He got life! How about old Foggy? He got life.
Foggy. He was the kindest, purest soul I ever met. And guys like you and me, we could work a lifetime and never measure up to his decency.
A fight did ensue. Damien was not going to let his brother lose his soul any further. But even the son of Batman was no match for the new grim knight of Gotham. As Damien lay on that rooftop unconscious, Jason tells him, "Prep yourself, brother. A new age in Gotham has begun." And as this chapter of Final Executions concludes, we hear the manic laughter of the man who tore this hopeful family apart.